sphere.
Okay.
Dot, circle, sphere.
Be the
Done.
sphere.
Done.
Period.
It's 4
Be,
o'clock.
be the sphere.
Full stop.
It's 4 o'clock.
I would like to humbly introduce one of the foremost Hawaiian cultural activists, very, 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 very aloha Aina right here, like my shirt, Aunty Manu. And she and Nicole and Tee are all of my makua in my role at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. And I would like to mahalo all of them for having me here today. And today we would actually like to talk about a ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that we had previously spoken on, and it is he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina. And Pūkoʻa Kani Aina is an ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that we used to use back in high school, kula kiʻekiʻe, for popeku or football, and it was something that stuck out to us as a team playing 11-man Ironman football. And I would like to ask Aunty Manu to explain a little bit on her mana'o on what this ʻŌlelo Noʻeau means to her specifically. Aunty Manu?
Aloha mai kākua pau i ku mahua. Well, Hema, what an ʻŌlelo Noʻeau. May I begin by saying ʻŌlelo Noʻeau are our wise sayings or our proverbs, but mostly they are the sound of our kupuna. That's why they are the sound of wisdom. And I so appreciate them and the fact that Mary Kavena Pukui spent her life gathering them. They are actually the voices of our elders, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. And that's what I love about this. And He Pūkoʻa Kani Aina is one of my favorite ones. And I love that you used it for your sports, your football, because when you really understand what it's saying, and I'm still a neonate trying to figure it out, because Pūkoʻa Kani Aina, the choral sounds out for the land. You know what I mean? It sounds out. It reaches toward, choral reaches toward land, and eventually the land gets larger. It's a scientific idea, but it's also a spiritual idea that sports teams can use perfectly. And I can't wait to hear you describe the camaraderie, because for me, it also means from the one comes the many, from the many, from the one. And so you have to, it's a sense of inspiration for me, that ʻŌlelo Noʻeau, because it allows us to feel that we can be in unison toward our goal, which is to connect with land, connect with purpose. He Pūkoʻa Kani Aina is also the inspiration that our chancellor used to develop an indigenous thinking process in our sciences at UH West Oahu. And that's led by Dr. Kamuelu Young, a mathematician, and Dr. Megan Ross of the biology department. So they too are being inspired by this ʻŌlelo Noʻeau, but I wanna see how it helped you in your sports.
Mahalo, Aunty Manu. So I began playing Ironman football at the age of, 15, 16, which is about 9th grade. And Nakua o Anuenue, we never had a junior varsity when I was going through my Kulakikike, my high school year. So the freshmen had to develop this sense of strength and pushing towards this goal of actually playing in the game, because 115 pounds playing Ironman football against guys that's 300, 330, 380, you can get seriously injured, and you know, there your season can be ended right there. So my ka'i, Ke Aloha Makua Wengler, whom is actually the great grandson of Mary Kawena Puku'i, used her ʻŌlelo Noʻeau, he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina. And me being one of the smallest players on the team, you know, this ʻŌlelo Noʻeau grew on me. It led me to actually become the alihikulele, or the quarterback. And being the alihikulele, being the quarterback, is like being the ilamuku, or this ilio kaua under the ali'i nui. So the ali'i nui being the ka'i, and me being this alaka'i on the field. It gave me a sense of, you know, kuleana. And I would always tell myself, brah, you have to control yourself. You have to dedicate yourself to weekend practices. You have to dedicate yourself to not missing a practice, even if you're sick, even if you get a broken ankle, whatever it may be, because he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina. And without that one polyp, without that one puko'a, you know, the Aina can just wash away. So, and you know, going on into my senior year, we actually made shirts, and we put that ʻŌlelo Noʻeau on our shirts. And, you know, seeing my siblings wear my shirt today, is, I tell them, it's like, if only you understood that type of kuleana it took for us to even go out into the public and tell people, oh yeah, nakua, oh, Anuenue, where's that? Oh, well, you know, it's this little school in the back of Palolo. You guys probably wouldn't know where it is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you the guys that speak only Hawaiian? Yeah, we're the guys that only speak Hawaiian. Oh, that must be so cool. Yeah, you know, it's cool, but it gave me this feeling like there's more to it. What am I missing? What are we missing? And I think the only thing that we were missing was just 2 or 3 or 4 more guys, and we would have been on our way right into the live stream media and making something for our school, not for ourselves, but for ʻŌlelo Hawaii. So that's one of the many stories that I have for he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina. And I would like to actually hear one of the many stories that you can fall back on, or that you think about when you hear he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina. Tiana.
Nice.
Mahalo, Hema. You know, as both you and Aunty Manu have been speaking, and you know, mahalo nui for your perspective and for the way that you're able to open my mind a little bit to understanding. But my personal, my most common relationship with ko'a has been in building HALE. And I think it's a really good metaphoric symbol, because in HALE, the 2 HALEs that I've been a part of where we built with ko'a was in Waimanalo and in Nanakuli. And, you know, for that Nanakuli one that we did at Kawaihona, that was gathering the ko'a directly from the beach right outside their school. And to see the many hands carry this ko'a and keep coming back, and understanding that we have a relationship, because ko'a is a part of our kumu lipo, it's a part of our creation, and seeing it come into changing form from here, and that single thing being a part of a many thing. And it wasn't just many pieces of ko'a, but it was many people, many hands, many minds that were putting it together, this 3D puzzle, to kind of build a solid foundation for a HALE that now is, you know, standing, and hopefully stands all the way till the end. But that for me as a HALE builder, the individual in the many, and the many within the individual, and the way that you understand that relationship is very important when it comes to the practice of HALE. So mahalo, Hema, for asking that question. And I actually would like to ask Nicole the same question. When Hema was talking about he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina, is there anything that just came to your mind that you thought, oh my gosh, this is something that resonates within my life as well.
Listening to what was shared by Hema and Manu and Tiana, you know, with that ʻŌlelo Noʻeau and how that has allowed me to establish myself in the arena of health. And as a nurse, especially, you know, there's grit that really goes into the growth from a student, as a nursing student, and students that we have here at West Oahu, who are actually now coming into their final weeks of their schooling and finishing their nursing degree. And so we're proud to look to those students as leaders in the community, especially now with COVID-19, right? And how they've been able to withstand and kind of evolve and come to who they've become now as nurses and ready to take their next leap and taking their exam for their NCLEX. And so I think when you look at the students full circle, a lot of them were involved with our SD course and the cultural pieces that Manu participated, and really shining that light and giving them that that cultural balance to really leap into their nursing career because they had that foundational teaching. And I think that's really important, that separates the students from any other nursing program. So that would be my manao on that.
So, Aunty Manu, what are some of your thoughts, or how did you come to choosing He Pūkoʻa Kani Aina and its uses for you in your everyday life, in your scholarly life, in college possibly, in your in your beginning fights for Mauna Kea or any of those Aloha Aina movements during the earlier part of your years?
Well, thank you, Hema. Mahalo. That ʻŌlelo Noʻeau, He Pūkoʻa Kani Aina, symbolizes absolutely every single facet of my life, because you start from like an impossible beginning, you know, and then and you keep growing, and you just think to yourself, my God, that's impossible. I can never reach the shore. It's 2 miles away. You know what I mean? And so, you know, as I got kicked out of Santa Barbara, University of California, Santa Barbara, and I had to go to Manoa, and as I failed one exam after another, you know, you just wondered, where's the shore? Am I heading out to the deep ocean? So the sounding out, you have to keep sounding, you have to keep searching for the things that you value, for the places that inspire you, and for the people that teach you in the ways that you long for, that you're hungry for. He Pūkoʻa Kani Aina is to be steady in your awareness and your growing awareness of your own self, because you know I'm a little coral polyp, damn it, darn it. And I'm gonna grow despite my SAT scores. I'm gonna grow despite the capacity that other people. I remember being in a classroom at Manoa, because I graduated from Punahou. We had to go. The Alulis had to go to Punahou because Kipoʻikai line went to Punahou. They were placed in Punahou in the 1860s, I believe, 1870s, and so the Alulis had to go. And you know, here I am going. I just want to, you know, play volleyball, basketball, track and field, and so I was never. I didn't feel intelligent at all. But to get a scholarship at that time in the 1977 was pretty special. And so after multiple operations on my knees, I came back to Hawaii, And I remember sitting in the classrooms and they, you know, where you from? And everybody go Radford, Kamehameha, Waianae, Nanakuli, you know, Roosevelt. And then I go Punahou, and everyone go, who's the loser in the back? I mean, the whole class would turn around and look at me like, wow, you know. So my little coral polyp would like shrivel. And then to be a PE major, oh my God, what a loser of a degree. I mean, my family, everybody just thought, what a ridiculous degree. But that's all I knew. I was bodily kinesthetically intelligent. And so you just remain steady. You remain steady and you keep growing in your love of something. And it could be love of sewing, love of cooking, love of pulling weeds and creating rejuvenation of soil. It could be anything. And that is where you remain. And pretty soon you become the coral head, and your coral head begins to touch other coral heads, and then land is formed. So I have found like-minded people throughout my life, and we are dedicated to Aloha Aina. We are dedicated to service of people. We are dedicated to expanding the views of intelligence. And slowly but surely, we are finding each other in the expansion of that idea that intelligence is way more than what we think it is, way more. That is slowly growing. And you know, people laughed, you know, what do you do for a living? My job is to indigenize a university in whatever way, shape, or form. And people would laugh. That's impossible. I said, no. Hey, Pūkoʻa Kani, Aina. Thanks.
Mahalo nui, Aunty Manu. That was so beautiful. So as we are coming to the end of our Zoom interview, Halabai talk story session, I would like to bring up another ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that kind of kupure mai mana'o as you were speaking, Aunty Manu. When we look at he Pūkoʻa Kani Aina and that lonely ko'a floating in the ocean, we know that he came from somewhere, right? He came from a Pūkoʻa that was 2,000-3,000 miles away, and they taught him something or her something. And the ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that kind of kupure mai mana'o was he make no ke kalo a ola no I ke palili. And it to me is one of these ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that always comes back when I sit and I speak to makua and kupuna, and it means that when the kalo or when the kumu or when these kupuna hala, when they go on and they go into po and they go into their next journey, what's left is a palili, those baby kalo that are left over. And it's those kalo that take on all the kuleana or all the teachings of their kumu. And I'm sure that you've left a lot of palili all around this earth. And I'm not saying that it's your time to go yet, but I'm sure that they're still growing and they're still reminded of your words, of all your ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that you've taught them. And I think that with these Zoom meetings, we can then further educate the next generation or those that are graduating. And I hope that they can find a little space of understanding within our Zoom meetings and our talk story sessions. So mahalo again, Aunty Manu. Mahalo Tee. Mahalo Nicole. And I would like to now open the floor to anybody who has anything else that they'd like to end with.
Yeah, I would like to just say mahalo again to Aunty Manu. Mahalo for trusting us to delve into something like this. You know, as we're trying to produce messages and things for our students, as we're trying to reproduce virtually things that we do in Nāulu, you know, that's heavily based on culture and on health and on wellness and on supporting our students especially, but also with bridging our community. I mahalo you, because that is really, for me, it is an ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that says what we're trying to do. The many things that make the singular that makes the many. So I want to mahalo you with actually an ʻŌlelo Noʻeau that you taught me. And I'll sing it. So, Ulua e ke velina, a ke aloha. Ulua e ke velina, a ke aloha. Ulua e ke velina, a ke aloha. Mahalo for your translation, that loving is the practice of an awake mind. I thank you so much, Auntie. All the things that we've been able to do together has been growth and have been cherished memories. And, as we continue to go on past these uncertain times and past, as we continue to grow and get more together as a lahui, I thank you for helping me to remember that love is my core, and that is how my mind stays awake. And I hope that for our students who are watching and for our community members that are watching, please know that we love you and that we're here for you, and we're trying our best, not knowing technology very well, not knowing how to do this kind of thing, to be able to just bring, some of our richness and some of our treasures. And honestly, Aunty Manu, mahalo, because you are one of ours, and we are grateful, as are you, Hema, and as are you, Nicole, and it's a great team to work with. And so that's my bit, and mahalo. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And I'd just like to add, with this unique environment that we're in, and the environment of the unknown, we don't know how long this will last, but the opportunity to be able to share our treasures, such as you, Manu, and Hema, and Tee, you folks all bring great ike to this element here. And this opportunity to just share and to bring the students, bring awareness to them and what's available. And as the Nāulu Center continues to share in health and wellness and trying to keep students in the loop, I appreciate the real talk. And Manu, especially saying it's okay. We recently had to call students to check in with them, and some of them are struggling, and to probably hear this message and know where you're at today, despite some of those struggles, is really important for them to hear. So thank you for really bringing the humanity to this, and having the students hear those words. So mahalo.
Mahalo y'all. Boy, e ku'uhoa. Thank you, Nicole. And Hema. Hey.
Hey,
Clear as a
Hema.
bell. Hey, Hema. Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say, can we pause for